wrestling news. Hey everybody, this is Matthew Lee Massey slash Papa Butt, father of Young Butt, best tag team in the world. The singer, songwriter, musician, responsible for the theme music on ETE, Christian, and welcome to the WFE Lounge. Perfect time. First off, take a ride on your left and here's the WFE Lounge. Okay. Hey everybody, this is Dr. John Burchett, and you're listening to the WFE Lounge. Oh my God, this is Little Guido, former ECW Tag Team Champion and two-time former ECW Cruiserweight Champion, and you're listening to WFE Lounge. My children, this is Papa Solo of My Soul Wrestling, and you're listening to the WSE Lounge. Alright, guys, you're from Murdoch, three-time WWE Tag Team Champion, and you're listening to the WSE Lounge. This is Tony Blanchard, and you are listening to WSE Lounge.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another great edition of the WSE Lounge. At this time, I want to welcome my guests. They are from Face2Face Wrestling, and they've also wrestled for Anarchy Wrestling. I want to welcome Heru and Maat. Welcome to the WSE Lounge.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey.
Going good. How y'all both doing?
Great. How about you?
Doing good. So whenever you started out your professional careers, who were some of the trainers that guided you to becoming a wrestler and everything, and also in your case, Maat, a valet?
I'll let Mike speak first.
Okay. Well, for me, I just recently got into the whole thing of ballet. Since, of course, Heru, he was he's a wrestler way before me, and he joined in when he became Heru, and now I am Maat. So, and basically, I'm training right now, but I've been training for a while, so.
Okay.
As far as me, when I first started, I started under. I went through a couple of stages of training. I was trained by Awesome PC initially.
Mm-hmm.
After a few months of that, I transitioned over to Robert Gibson. As many people know, I stuck with Robert for a good year or so, or a year and some change. Once I finally got trained up with Robert Gibson, for advanced training, I ended up linking up with Murder One, Blacklist 1, and Damian Bennett, believe it or not, has a lot to do with my training.
Wow. Well, that's very neat. Ricky Martin of the Rock and Roll Express. I've had him on the show before, and Robert, I know well, and Robert's a great athlete along with Ricky, and Robert's got that school in Douglasville, and I'm guessing that's where you trained at in Douglasville, along with Damian Bennett. I know that he's a student of Robert Gibson as well.
Yeah. We all trained up there. Me, Damian, Ike, a good group of us. We all trained up there for a while. We were the original APC. Well, I don't want to say original APCW. I'd say the second generation original APCW guys. Because prior to that, Damian was in a class of his own with Chris Henry and a couple other people. Wow,
that's That's very interesting, and also I know you said you trained Murder One, helped train you, and I know Murder One is out of Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. He's also a former guest here on the WSE Lounge, and Murder One is one crazy individual in the ring. And have you had the pleasure actually of wrestling in the ring with Murder One before, Heru?
Nah, I never had the chance to wrestle. That would be crazy. I agree. I agree. I feel like Murder has a few loose screws, but I mean, I like his work. I love everything about Murder's work. I wouldn't have went to him as for secondary training if I didn't feel like I liked his material. So yeah, Murder One is definitely one of the guys who I look to as influence.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know who's crazier. I mean, I know they're good friends in real life. I don't know who's crazier, New Jack or Murder One. But
yeah, I think there's levels. I think there's levels to crazy. So, all respect to those guys, though, for real.
Yeah. So what other companies have you worked for besides Face2Face and Anarchy? And I also know that you were in a group a couple years ago, I believe it was.
So to answer your first question, I worked for a few promotions. I worked for Southern Fried before. As you said, I do Anarchy, Face2Face. I've done NPCW. I've done Wrestlers Lab in New Jersey and New York. I've done Battle Club Pro in New York. I've done Chattanooga Pro. I've done TWE. I've done MCW. I've done a good amount, man. Done a good amount in my short period of time here. And your second question was what was your second question?
Let's see, what was what I'm trying to remember what my second question was.
Booking and the group. So,
yeah, the group. Yeah, that's what it was. The group. Yeah.
So I was in a group last year, my first year in wrestling, on 13th floor.
Mm-hmm.
But after a good little run there, that came to an end. I kind of walked away from the business for like 6 months. I didn't intend to walk away for 6 months. I intended to walk away for good. And somehow something drew me back. I fell in love with it. Well, I was in love with it. I never stopped loving wrestling, but I just needed to test the waters elsewhere. And then 6 months later, I realized that I didn't need to be without wrestling, so I made my way back. And now I have my own stable, along with me and Maat. We have our own stable called New Covenant. We have Damian Bennett, Suga King, who's in South Carolina, and Axel Ross, who is also another Face2Face talent.
Awesome. And before we got a fan question. Before we get to the fan question, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with Heru and Maat here on the WSE Lounge. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here from that quick commercial break, and I got a question for you now from a fan, Harold Martin. He says, and you may know Harold Martin on the independent circuit. He's Radar Martin he's a senior official at Southern Fried Championship Wrestling. But he says he appears at Face2Face. Does he train there as well? So he wants to know if you train there as well as appearing at Face2Face Wrestling.
I go there from time to time to sharpen up my skills. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering that question for Harold. And you were talking about that you got your own group and everything right now, called the Covenant. But before we get into that, I do want to know this because I know you said that you travel and you've been to New Jersey and you've been to a lot of different wrestling organizations. I want to know, have you ever been to Premier Wrestling Experience in North Carolina? And thank you so much for tuning in, Heru. I see you here on the WSC Lounge.
Yeah. No, I've never been there before. I've never been there before. I'm not even sure I'm familiar.
Yeah, Premier Wrestling Experience is owned by, the president is Brian, and the last name I have a hard time, everybody has a hard time pronouncing, Kanabrowski, I believe it is. And they...
I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
I'm used to it being the PWX. I'm not used to it being broken down as Premier Wrestling Experience.
Oh, okay. So that's why you didn't know what I was talking about. Okay. Yeah.
No, I never worked for PWX. I would love to. I've been down there to, see a lot of those guys. I've been to like one or two of the shows.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to work PWX. I've never worked there before though.
I think it would be a great experience for you. I mean, that's one independent company out of the entire country that I think they really got their production together and they really got their storylines together, their talent. I've had the Southern Savior John Schuyler on this show. I've had the 5-Star King Anthony Henry. I've had Amber Young. I've had the Manimal Zane Riley's been on the show. So I've had a bunch of PWX stars. That also Jason what was his name? Jason James, I believe it is. Jackson James? Yeah, Jackson James. I've had him on the show. But, I've had a lot of PWX guys through the years that have been on the show. And I think that's just a phenomenal organization, though. Their in-demand pay-per-views are great. And, Kiera Hogan, she's been up there at PWX before. And several other people that I've seen around the Georgia independent scene have been at PWX for. But yeah, I think that would be a good organization for you to, try out, work for. And now you mentioned that you work for Southern Fried Championship Wrestling. What do you do over in Southern Fried Championship Wrestling? Do you still have the group, The Covenant, or is it something different you do over there?
Actually, I'm just now going back this Saturday. Me and my yacht are taking a trip up there, and that'll be our first time back since I left wrestling.
Okay, well that'll be good. I know they've got a lot of great talent in Southern Fried Championship Wrestling, and something that just come to my mind that I think would be really cool, because I know that you and my yacht are both heels in Face2Face. I think it would be really cool if you brought your Covenant group to Face2Face to Southern Fried Championship Wrestling, and y'all join forces with JB Enterprises. I think that would be very cool.
Oh man! Oh wow! Well, I mean, I never thought about that before, but you never know what happens, man.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, you could have an interesting takeover there at Southern Fried, and then y'all could go against the 605 Live crew of Chris Nims and Justin Legend. So you don't never know. That would be interesting, though.
Yeah, it all sounds intriguing.
Well, let me ask you this now. The Face2Face Wrestling, you got the group called the Covenant and everything, and I know right now that you're having issues with Owen Knight, which Owen Knight is a former guest here on the WSC Lounge as well. I know you're having issues with Owen Knight and everything, and also now let me ask you this question really quickly. Ghost. Now, is Ghost affiliated with you, or is he just on his own?
No, not at all. Ghost is on his own.
Okay.
Ghost is on his own.
So
Damien's affiliated with me though.
yeah, Damian Bennett. Yeah, I know he's affiliated with you, and so what are you gonna do to Owen Knight whenever y'all meet face to face? Because I've been seeing your promos online, and I've been seeing his promos, and it looks like y'all got a heated rivalry going on.
Yeah. I mean, we've already knuckled up a couple times. We've already fought it out. So at this point, I don't know. I don't know where this feud is gonna take us. Hopefully, it doesn't take us too far to where we both end up losing a job due to hot tempers. But at the moment, I mean, you know, I'm trying to explain my side of things. He's trying to explain his side of things, and neither one of us are listening. So who knows? Who knows how this will turn out?
Okay, well, you know that will be interesting to see, and I want to ask. I got a question for both you and Maat. I want to know. I don't know if y'all have ever been asked this question before or not, but I want to know. Did y'all's romance of becoming husband and wife, did it start out like a fairy tale of that of the late Macho Man Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth, or how did it turn about that y'all fell in love and everything and got married, and then y'all are now working in the wrestling business together as husband and wife, valet and wrestler?
Okay, well, I guess I can answer that. We met on Facebook. We dated for a couple of years. We found out we had a lot in common, and I guess that's what makes us fall in love. And then we got married, and now we've really been together, as you can see.
Well, that's wonderful that y'all met on Facebook, and I mean, it don't matter where you meet at. I mean, love is love, and whenever you meet, that's all that counts.
I agree.
So as long as you're in love and happy, that's all that counts, and doing what you love to do. And speaking of love to do, I know you've probably heard of this organization, Heru, out in Houston, Texas, ran by WWE Hall of Famer, 5-time WCW World Champion Booker T, Reality of Wrestling. I don't know if you've ever had the chance to work at Reality of Wrestling, but I recently had on, it's been a couple months ago, I had on Rex Andrews, who got the opportunity and was chosen by Sonny Ono to go to Japan, to go to the dojo and get the feel of how it is in Japan, wrestling at the dojo and everything. And he had a great experience. He captured that on the Fight TV app and for Reality of Wrestling. And Booker T's got a lot of guys that in Reality of Wrestling that he's kind of he's training them and stuff, and you'll see on social media sites that he's training them and telling them about what they should do and stuff and shouldn't do. And I don't know if you ever got the opportunity to work there, but I think that would be another great opportunity for you to work for Reality of Wrestling ran by Booker T.
Well, that's one of the short-term goals is to get out of Texas and be able to meet Booker and Charmel. And so, cause I think that would be good for my and I, especially to gain as much knowledge from them as we possibly can, and for them to see some of our work and stuff like that. So, who knows, man? Hopefully that's in the near future. I would love to.
Well, that would be great, and like I said, I think it would be great knowledge for both of y'all as well. And got a message here from Justin Michael Brandon. He said, "Good show, keep up the good work." Thank you, Justin. So So where do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself, you and Maat? Where do y'all see yourselves in maybe 2 years from now? Do you see yourselves getting maybe opportunity at NXT like Friday has got the opportunity, and or do you see yourself getting an opportunity at Ring of Honor like Jonathan Gresham, or I mean Impact Wrestling like Tessa Blanchard, Kiera Hogan? I mean, what do you see for your long-term goals in 2 years for professional wrestling? Where do you see yourselves?
I honestly feel like we'll go as far as we allow us to. As long as we set goals for ourselves and strive towards it, I feel like we'll get there. I feel like the only reason that people don't get to where they want to get to is because they lack in some area in one way, shape, form, or fashion. So I feel like if you make sure everything in your life is set up for that next transition into the next level of your life where things are better. I feel like once we set up everything and we actually plan for what we want out of this, we'll get whatever we desire.
And for me, I feel like whenever opportunity comes, it's meant for us. Because I feel like there's a divine thing that puts things in place for you. And I know that we're going places. I see it. I feel it. So wherever we go, I know it's going to be, yeah.
Okay, that's great long-term goals, and I have a question for both of you, and mainly for my Yato on your opinion of this, and this is something that I've thought over the past few days, and y'all can agree with me or disagree with me on this, but I know that WWE, they announced the all women's pay-per-view, the Evolution, and I think that it is historic in some sense for WWE. It is historic for them, but I don't think it's historic for professional wrestling in general, and I'll tell you why. Because before WWE announced the WWE Evolution of the all women's pay-per-view, you got to remember that Impact Wrestling was doing the one night stand all women pay-per-views before then. Ring of Honor was doing the Women of Honor shows before then. You had the all women promotions that were doing the all women pay-per-views, but you really don't count the all women promotions, but you do count Ring of Honor and you do count Impact because they were doing those before you had the WWE doing the all-women promotions. So what are y'all's thoughts on what I just said about history making? Because I feel that it was history making for WWE, but I don't feel it's history making for all of professional wrestling.
Well, I feel like either way, it's a huge step for women.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been hard for us, per se, in a lot of things. So for me, any opportunity is an opportunity. So I'm excited about it, and I think it's dope. And I'm excited for the women who get to experience that, and I can't wait to be a part of it. So I'm excited for it, and I'm glad that I get to experience it, that I'm in a time where I can see it happen.
Okay, and Heru?
I get everybody's point on the differences in WWE, Ring of Honor, like that. But I just think too many people have issues with feeling like they should keep something sacred for themselves. I feel like WWE makes a lot of announcements about things happening for the first time. Mm-hmm. But maybe it's referring to themselves, maybe it's just referring to the company. Like, I don't think that they're necessarily trying to shun everybody. everybody else, or they may be trying to shun everybody else.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it should matter. Just as Maat said, I feel like it's a win. It's a W in the win bracket for all women, you know, who strive to use professional wrestling stuff. I feel like it's a win because, you know, women's wrestling has, in the past few years, has made such a jump to, you know, to grow. Like it has grown so much just from where we came from. We came from lingerie matches and, you know, what is it, mud fights and stuff like that, you know, where they weren't really taken seriously.
Yeah.
That they actually do, you know, hold. And I feel like now we're at a point where we view them equally with the men. You know, we view them just as equal as the guys on the roster. So I think it's dope. I think it's amazing. I think the pay-per-view idea is cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be watching it. And, you know, I know this is just probably, you know, another step to a big move for women in professional wrestling. Or women all across the world, period. It's really important stuff.
Well, I couldn't agree more. Danny Nagel, thank you so much for watching. I couldn't agree more. I do think this is a great step for women because if you go back and you look back a few years ago, the WWE they had women matches, but it was like the women matches would last, I would say, a minute and a half, and then it would be over. And you'd be like, well, where is the women's opportunity to get a chance to shine, you know? And so now WWE's giving them a chance to shine. But I think my main worry and my main concern about it all is, give every single woman in WWE an opportunity to shine and show their talent instead of just giving Ronda Rousey a chance to shine. And I'm not knocking Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey's a great performer. She did a great job in UFC. But I don't think that you should take the entire division and just let one person be the superstar. I think all women deserve to be the superstar, and I think they should all be treated equal and be treated right, and no woman should outshine anybody, whether it's Charlotte Flair, the daughter of Nature Boy Ric Flair, or Ronda Rousey, or whoever, I mean, I think they should all get the chance to be treated the same, and my point on that is this. If y'all have noticed over the years, WWE has, like with Roman Reigns, it's been Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar back and forth, or it's always been John Cena, or the same individuals in the spotlight. But with the women's division, they should do something different, and they should let everybody, I mean, not all at once, because of course you can't let everybody be in the spotlight all at once, but they should, shuffle it around and let everybody eventually be in the spotlight so they're all treated equal instead of being like a mid-carder or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's give or take. I feel like, as we said, women went from having 2-minute matches on the company to now having their own pay-per-view. So I feel like every level of progression will, somehow some people will find a way to have an issue with something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll never be perfect. It'll never be perfect. Like, the WWE is giving the world female pay-per-view. That never would have happened just 5 years ago. 3 years ago. That never would have happened. So I feel like it's a step in the right direction, and I feel like it's cool. So, and I mean, I don't necessarily feel like Ronda Rousey gets too much much TV time because just as much as she seems like she's in the spotlight, those girls get regular TV time. Those women get regular TV time every single, you know. So I feel like we look at things as mid cards, which we shouldn't. You know, I feel like we judge that as right. I feel like it's the entire show. You know, we pay attention to the entire show. But yeah, man, I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to touch base on was talking about the women evolution, but another thing I want to touch base on is do y'all feel, and I know that y'all were employed by Heath Slater, that works for WWE. Heath Slater is an awesome guy, awesome talent. But do y'all feel that there are some people in WWE like the Ascension and let's see, another example, Fandango, and like some of the other guys, I can't think of them right offhand, but do y'all feel like that some of the people that should be being capitalized on and used in WWE are not? I mean, like, for example, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, they've got a great thing going there. You know, I love the whole appeal of like a young Shawn Michaels, a young Big Daddy Cool Diesel, Kevin Nash. You know, I think it's awesome. But do y'all feel that there's certain talents in WWE that aren't being used to their full ability that WWE could use them to?
I feel like the same way I feel towards, you know, people having issues about the women. I mean, when you think about the NBA, you think about the NFL, you think about any major league of sport. You have all of these guys under one company, and these are the greatest athletes in the world. So, like, you have a 3-hour TV show, there's no way that you're going to be able to fit in every single last one of those guys. Now, we can sit here and say that some guys have gotten more time than others. But who are we to say that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I personally feel like if you want something, you go out there and get it. That's how I feel. If I'm in that position, I feel like I'm going to find a way to make it happen.
I feel like because we don't necessarily know what goes on behind the scenes there, you know, we only see from the TV screen. But I feel have plans set forth. Maybe there's something that we don't know about. You know, there's something that they have set up. Because I feel like they're not just gonna. I don't think it's time for they don't feel like they see something in them. You know, because a lot of these people like they're very talented. Like no, you know, like we all see them around. Yeah, they got it. You know, so I know WWE knows what they're doing, and we're gonna start seeing. Like I feel like anybody, like we'll start seeing more because there is a plan set forth for it, and we just don't know about it.
Yeah, I agree, and Heru, you know, something you said talking about going after your goal and you know your spot and taking it. I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but you drifted me back in time to WCW Nitro. Macho Man Randy Savage, I never will forget it. The late Macho Man Randy Savage. I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but he came out at the opening of Nitro, and he grabbed a chair, and he sat down, and he said, I am not moving until I get my opportunity. And I believe it was the late Chris Adams come out there, and he was fixing to wrestle. He beat him up, and then he beat some other people up. And then finally it was Sting when he was doing his crow image. Sting was the one that come out there and finally got Randy Savage to get up and to leave, and nobody else could get Savage to get up and leave. But that right there, that moment, you know, Savage was out there, and he was determined he was going to get his world title opportunity, or he was going to get recognized by the bosses backstage. And that just reminded me of what you said, Heru, about coming out there and taking your spot, you know, and being noticed and getting an opportunity. And you know, in the business of wrestling, that's what you've got to do. It's like last night I was talking to Buff Bagwell, who called into the wrestling wrap up over on Blog Talk as a surprise, and you know, we were talking about how the younger generation of guys starting in the business, you know, like you were saying, you were trained by a legendary WWE Hall of Famer, one half the Rock and Roll Express, Robert Gibson. Well, we were talking about how the young guys of today, not all of them, but some of them, they go and they think to themselves, oh, well, I know it all. You know, I can just get in here and fight, and I don't have to train, and I don't need to listen to what this legend has to say to me or this guy has to say to me, and I can get in here and do all this. And then what they end up doing is they end up making a complete fool of themselves because they wasn't properly trained to go out there and do what they were supposed to do, and they wouldn't listen to the legends that came before them.
Right. No, yeah, I fully understand. There's a lot of that goes on.
Well, hey, Heru and Maat, I want to thank y'all so much for taking time out of your busy day to be on the WSE Lounge, and I will post this onto your timeline, and I'll share it on Instagram. And do y'all have a Twitter?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the Spirit of Heru.
Okay, Spirit of Heru. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll tweet that out on Twitter as well. And do y'all have anything now? I always ask this. Do y'all have anything that y'all would like to promote? Any upcoming events, anything like that you'd like to let the fans know about?
We'll be at Southern Fried this Saturday. On next Friday, we'll be at Face2Face again. The Saturday after that, we will be at Anarchy. So anybody in the general area of Atlanta, or if you're in Cornelia, please come out for it.
Yes, come out.
Okay, well, thank you both so much for joining the show, and hope y'all have a great rest of your week and a great weekend.
Likewise, thank you for having us.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Heru and Maat from Face2Face Wrestling. And I want to let you know that coming up next week, the wrestling portion of the show on the WSE Lounge in interviews will be moving to Blog Talk Radio. You'll be able to call in and ask a question to the wrestlers. And next week, Thursday, August the 9th, the Face2Face Wrestling World Champion, Prince Apollo, is going to be on the WSC Lounge. So that will be a great show, and that will be at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that will be on Blog Talk Radio. So I hope you all tune in for that on Blog Talk Radio, and I'll keep you posted. Next Friday, there will be an announcement about... that's on another show. Okay. Anyway, I want to thank you so much, though, but I'll keep you all posted when I have some more guests coming up and everything. And I'm going to let Mike Mooneyham close us out.
This is Mike Mooneyham. I want to tell all you fans out there, don't miss the WSE Lounge. You'll be glad you caught this great show.